When was the last time you just played? Not gaming with controllers and objective, but spontaneous, uninhibited play we did as kids. As adults, our interaction with virtual worlds has become rigid, dominated by buttons and triggers. Several previous research have shown that a complex controller interface actually increased cognitive burden. My research investigated whether procedure-generated pseudorandom level design combined with expressive hand gesture to create gameplay that feels dynamic, spontaneous, and emotionally resonant. I achieved this by anchoring virtual game asset to players' hands as a fixed controller, using this method to potentially reframe how we approach XR design for uninhibited play. For this paper, I created two games, Skyhound and Packed Away. Both utilizes Oculus SDK scene understanding. The process begins with scanning the player's room to identify surfaces like table, walls, screens, and doors. Packed Away represented the traditional approach we all are familiar with. Virtual assets are spawned in their designated spot with the user environment. Lamps and suitcase appears on the tables, whereas pin and boards on the walls. And the player interacts with them using controllers. This creates what cognitive load theory research highlight as extreme cognitive load, which meant the amount of mental effort applied to understanding the interface rather than the content. This implication reduces the barrier between our intention and action in the digital world, essentially decreasing cognitive load through intuitive mapping. The Skyhound implements pseudo-random level design, where each gameplay session generates a unique environment. Procedural generation technique evolved from initially addressing storage constraint to enhance time efficiency and resource management in modern game development. The core innovation is anchoring the virtual airplane directly to player's hand as a fixed controller. This implementation reduces the barrier between our intention and action in the digital world, essentially decreasing cognitive load through intuitive mapping. There's a big difference. Instead of using a controller, your hand becomes the controller. The virtual airplane is anchored directly to your hand becomes the airplane, no buttons, no abstraction layer, just natural movement. Want to turn left, just turn your hand. Want to fly, show a fist sign. When people play Skyhound, I observed something unexpected. Players didn't just play the game, they really played. They mimicked engine noises, they made up stories what we're doing. Players started laughing out of sheer childlike joy that comes with unrestricted imaginative play. The reaction was almost opposite to what I observed with Packed Away. Players usually struggled with puzzle-based mechanic, without a structured approach and proper direction. Similar finding has been established by researchers on how psychological signals influence emotional reaction to interactive environments. I also observed that pseudo-random asset placement, real-world scanning created a more meaningful connection between physical and virtual space. The mapping of virtual element to physical space has been described as essence of immersive media. Many of the players reported that the paper-like aesthetic significantly contributed to adult playfulness, fostering childlike imagination and exploratory behaviors. I'm excited to continue this project further and extend it beyond gaming application. This approach could extend beyond gameplay to education and therapy, anywhere from reducing cognitive load while maintaining emotional engagement matters. The integration of direct hand controller and pseudo-random environment created a powerful tool for emotional connection that has application across multiple fields. And by anchoring virtual asset to natural movement with adaptive environment, we might discover the uninhibited imagination once we play as children. In the end, it's remembering how to play. Stay playful.